I have been. I don't know if Natalia, I guess she hadn't shown you the video, but yeah, I have been.
So
the children are laughing at me. Well, Isaac, because he's seen the video.
How is that?
Just redirecting to YouTube.
Have you organised the format of who's going when and who's doing what?
We'll do the intros, the disclaimer, the testimonies, and then the presentation.
All right. I'm going to go after the
guys. Just bear with us. It's just taking a little while here.
Okay.
Do we have a challenge?
It says live on YouTube, Jonathan.
Oh yeah,
is it live there, Lewis?
Yeah, it's saying live on YouTube right now.
Oh, but you have to take this bit off. You're going to get the feedback.
Yeah. What do I do?
Take off
doing the demo, isn't he?
Take off.
Doing the demonstration after the presentation. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Still going to say live.
Should do. Is it still live, Lewis?
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Thank you.
Right, it's sorted.
All right, guys, we can fall silent now. I'm going to let in everybody, eh? Over to you, Sharon.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Nice to see you. Some of you are still joining. Okay, we'll just wait for a few more to join us. Some of you might be struggling with a few aches and pains. That's not a bad thing, though. It's not a bad thing. At least you can feel it. Okay, so our audience is growing. And so are our muscles, I hope. Okay, so good to see you all. We're all feeling fit and strong. Any thumbs up there? Anyone feeling fit? Okay, I'm not seeing any responses. Okay, I heard a chuckle. Right.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, right, well, Charlene, would you like to introduce what we're going to be discussing today on TTI, Family Ministries?
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us on TTI, True Temperance International Family Health Show this afternoon. Today we have the Original Diet and Detoxification by Dr. Gandy. So he will be talking to us regarding this, but first we're going to have our disclaimer, and then we're going to go through to our testimonies. And I'm sure, because I know the WhatsApp messages, those who's on it, it's been a lot of activity this week. So first we're going to have Sharon to do our disclaimer, please.
Okay, everyone. So yes, my name is Sharon Wallace. Nice to see you. And hopefully you can see me. Okay. So the disclaimer is only a physician can diagnose, treat, and prescribe for illness or disease. Any information disclosed or discussed on the TTI Zoom talk show and presentations and live demonstrations is for educational and informational purposes only. Please continue to seek professional medical advice from your general practitioner regarding any illness or disease you may be suffering from. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon, for our disclaimer. So this week, what we've had, who knows what the challenge, well, who's done the challenge, who took part in this challenge for this week? I know I have, and it's been like this for me because I've been feeling aches and pains everywhere. The challenge that Lewis set was very challenging for me because it's one thing, yes, you can walk and stuff, but when you do actually physical strength, you can see how much strength you actually have when you actually have to do that. So we had, what do we have? Push-ups, sit-ups, walking.
Pull-ups.
Oh yeah, pull-ups.
Sprint.
And, what else? And sprint. I didn't do no sprinting this week.
I think
what
there
did
was
you
5.
do, Sharon?
Well, I started off with the sit-ups and push-ups. I was only doing 20. I say only, come on now, you know, I'm getting on a bit now. So I was doing 20 push-ups and sit-ups. And then I went for I did the walk. Yeah, I did the walk, but I wasn't doing everything every day. I was doing a bit of pick and mix. I actually did the sprint one day, but I cycle as well. So I was cycling. So I kind of had that. And then I thought I could attempt at least one pull-up. One at a time. I had to use a device. There's like a exercise equipment in our local park. So I did that version of a pull-up, but I tried the proper one and I wasn't budging.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Anybody else? Maybe we can unmute the anybody who wants to give some feedback, some of the men, some of the women. Lewis.
Come on, who's done the challenge for this week? I know there was activity this week on WhatsApps. So does anybody want to share?
I braved and put a video on for those of you who aren't on the WhatsApp group and those who are on the men's group. I actually had a video of me doing push-ups. My daughter was recording it, and yeah, it wasn't very well. It was hard, and I demonstrated how realistically how difficult it can be. Started off, you know, going fast, 1, 2, 3. By the time I got to 15, I was like, oh.
Anybody else? Anybody? That means nobody did any exercise this week. Nobody did the challenge this week. Exercise is very important.
Is anybody doing the exercise now? You feeling guilty?
Can we have Lewis, please? Can we have the man that set the challenge?
I set the challenge.
Yeah, go ahead, Lewis. How did you get on?
Well, obviously, I do the challenge anyway. So I do it. I did that challenge specifically, but also I like Sharon's. Like, Sharon cycles. So I was on the treadmill, and I did that way. So, because the pulls are very hard. Well, it's good just to what it showed you. Obviously, like because your body weight is important for you to manage, and obviously, if your weight is too heavy, if you can't handle your body weight, then it also shows there's a weakness in what is improvement that you need to make in the aspects of obviously exercise and health as well. So it's just a good way to just for you to understand your core strength, and those exercises are aimed at the core strength. So it's something good to regularly do. Not exactly what I said, but just in general. If you're at home, if you're out and about, just try to get it in as much as you can. So I did it, of course, but I also been in the gym this week as well. So I did that, obviously. So that's part of the routine that I do. But I know it's not easy at the beginning, guys. I know it's going to be like aches and pains, I know. But it's good that you actually give it a go. Well done.
Is there anyone who attempted, even if you didn't do it every day, is there anyone who attempted it maybe on the Monday when the sun was still shining here in the UK? And maybe with a downpour outside, you may have done some indoor exercises. Anybody?
I made an attempt to do it.
Good.
To do the press ups, but I couldn't do the long ones. I had to bend my knees and do the press ups that way.
Do it from the knees.
Yeah, I did do some straight ones afterwards, but I didn't carry it on for for the week. I'm sorry. So there we go. I did have a go though. I did have a go.
It's a personal challenge, so it's you don't need to apologize to us. It's for all of us to just have a go, at least try and bring something in on a daily basis. And don't forget, if you're finding these ones more too difficult, there are other things you can do. If you got to do your gardening, if some people like to dance, some people like to do aerobics, whatever it is. Okay, there's a couple of messages in the chat, Shirley. Can you pick any of those up? See one person say someone did two very small walks today. That was Angela. Well done, Angela. Well done. And what did Michael say?
Push-ups. Did them all week except yesterday. So
Okay,
that's good.
Well done, Michael. And it is good to have your rest days. Remember, we did put on our women's group. It's good to have your rest days so your muscles can just have a bit of a rest and repair. And then if it hurts, that's natural. It's natural.
Yes.
If you haven't done it for a while, you might feel a bit stiff the next day, or sometimes it hurts you. It gets you even more 2 days later. But that's as your muscles tear and repair. That's a natural physiological process.
I know there was a lot of informative information that was shared this week. I think some from Louisa and some from Lewis in the WhatsApp group. I find them very interesting.
Yep, that's true.
Jonathan, how do you get on? I know you did some yourself. You were saying.
Yes, Lewis. I didn't keep up with it all week because the first couple of days I do it, it was really painful. I could feel some pain in my chest area, but all in all, it's good, and I think I will carry on doing it.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, people, don't forget we've got all the other challenges as well. And we have been reminding the ladies on the WhatsApp group that we've got, the water challenge, the help me, Shirley, help me, please.
What's all the challenges?
Yeah.
The sugar challenge, the eating a meal before 4 hours before bed.
No snacking.
No snacking. Oh, the hormone balancing, salads and smoothies.
Being kind to people.
Being kind.
Yeah, sure. And we've got a great one coming up this after the presentation. It's going to be remember the salads we were talking about? Some people were trying to do more salads but cut out the salad cream. But we've got plant-based salad cream for you this after Dr. Gandy presents. So stay tuned and you won't be disappointed. Very easy to make. Okay.
So if there's no more testimonials, Dr. Gandy, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so everyone, this is Dr. Gandy, and we're going to pass it over to you now, Dr. Gandy. Thank you.
Before you go into your presentation, can you just tell us a little bit about who you are, where you work, what you do as your ministry? Thank you.
All right, and thank you so much for inviting me to TTI ministry. I think this is my first time to share something on this group. And yeah, my name is Gandy. I'm trying to find a way of sharing my story in a nutshell. My passion in lifestyle medicine, in nutritional medicine, in alternative medicine started about 21 years ago. I think it was 1999. I got sick, and for 6 months, I was not able to walk. I had what was called wet eczema. I had blisters on my left leg, I used to be a colporteur then, you know, someone who was selling books around. And after that 6 months of being grounded at home, a friend of mine borrowed me a book titled Back to Eden. After going through that book, I discovered what I was suffering from. You know, even though I used to sell books, but I was still living an Egyptian lifestyle. You know, I used to love cow's milk. I used to, you know, love the chicken. I used to love the beef. And I came to realize that I was reacting to some of the foods that I was eating. And when I followed the counsel from that book, Back to Eden, you know, after 2 to 3 weeks, my skin was like Naaman when he was coming out of the River Jordan after being baptized 7 times. You know, the wet eczema just disappeared. From that day, I fall in love with how to use food as medicine, and of course, how to use the principles of natural living. I never had an idea of going into the healthy career or anything like that, but it was after helping a few people changing their lifestyle, just using these simple principles, which I also understand them as original medicine, or what you call true temperance. When I helped a few people, they said to me, why can't you go to school and study this as a career? And this is how I ended up joining a school of nutritional medicine in East London, that is in South Africa. And later on, I studied alternative medicine, and then I became a health and wellness coach. For the past years, 15 years or so, I've been working more in lifestyle centers, wellness centers, as well as medical missionary schools. So my main passion is medical missionary work. I'm a medical missionary by calling, and I have loved to teach lifestyle changes to a lot of young people in different countries where I've been invited to go and train people. So basically, that's where I am and who I am. Married, I've got 3 daughters, and we are all working in the path of true temperance. So we are all members of the TTI, and we are happy to be here this afternoon. Welcome all. And our topic today, let me try if I can share my screen here. It's the original diet and detoxification, the original diet and detoxification. I'm sure you're able to see my screen as I'm sharing it with you.
Yeah, that's good. We can see it clearly. Thank you.
You're able to see it. Okay, that's good. That's good. So yeah, this is the topic that we would like to share this afternoon. I'll try to make it short and sweet. If it is a little bit longer, then you'll forgive me, but I'll try to see how we can make it nice. You know, when you talk about the true temperance, it means there must be some fake ones. And again, if you talk about original diet, it means there must also be something fake. But I would like you to see the link between these 2 words, the original diet and the detoxification. I like this text from the Bible. It says, beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health, just as your soul prospers. And I know many people, they would like to prosper. You know, many people, they want to be successful in their career, in their education, in their business, in everything that they do. But I have learned for the past years that of all the temporary blessings we have in this life, nothing can surpass good health. You enjoy your married life when you're in good health. You know, you enjoy your parenting when you're in good health. You enjoy your career life when you're in good health. You even enjoy your spiritual life when you are in good health. everything becomes, a burden if good health is missing. So I believe in this counsel that yes, we need to prosper, but above all, we also need to be in good health. So in this life, we have to make choices all the time. If you look on your screen, you find that, every time you are, challenged to make a choice whether you're going to go that route or that route. And the other route looks so nice and so delicious. In fact, sometimes I wonder, how come bad food tastes so great? I had struggled in my life to change my lifestyle, to fight with my appetite, to conquer some of these things, how to conquer fizzy drinks, to conquer all the things simply because they taste so good. But today, maybe I'll talk about it at the end. You can also make that side which looks green taste delicious. Yes, in nutritional medicine, they used to tell us that it is true, let your food be your medicine, but it does not mean the food must taste like medicine. Food must always be delicious. Food must really make you salivate. So even the green stuff, you can convert them, you can make them to look delicious. You can make some cashew creams and other things, as we're gonna look into it later on. And yes, I'm trying to take you word, and then you have this word called wellness, which has become a hot potato today. Everybody's talking about wellness, but what is wellness? It simply means taking charge of your own health. And according to today's topic, it is maybe taking charge of your detoxification. I always hear people saying, I want to detox. I want to detox. And yes, as you are bombarded with the food choices every day, for sure, when somebody talk about detox, we always think, okay, now this person is going green. And why this detox is so important? The detox is not something really that you are supposed to be doing. Like some people say, oh, this week I'm going on a cabbage soup. So they'll have cabbage soup every day until they become a soup. And they say, okay, I have now detoxed. But you see, according to the wisdom of creation, detoxification is how your body was designed. When the body is able to break down the food that you eat, some of the poisonous substances that you inhale as you breathe in and breathe out, it is supposed to break it down. They call it metabolism. And the liver is supposed to, eliminate the toxins through your elimination organ, your gallbladder, and your kidneys, and also through your skin as well. And this process is supposed to be natural. And when everything is going well, if you're eating the right diet, in this case, the original diet, as you're going to see later, you end up preventing these diseases as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, cancer, stress. It also includes things like hormonal imbalances, tiredness, candida, skin infections, and so many things that we can prevent, and we can enjoy good health just because the body is able to detoxify. So it is not supposed to be a program. Some people may say, I'm on a detox program. Well, that's fine, but the body is supposed to be able to do that every day. You were designed to detox. It is a part of the system. It is a part of the wisdom of creation. So this is a deadly feast. This is how I used to eat 20 years ago. I don't know if there are some of you who are still eating like that. It was the best food that I used to think, when you're eating that, it means you have arrived. It means you're eating well. It means you're doing your taste buds a favor. But I learned a painful way that you can entertain your tongue at the expense of your health, at the expense of your mind, at the expense of your brain. So it is better to do both. Eat something that is delicious on the tongue, but is also delicious to your immune system, to your mental system, to your hormonal system. It is also delicious to the liver. Don't sacrifice your health by trying to entertain the tongue. So yes, I like this text again from the Bible. Isaiah 55 verse 2 says, why do you spend money for what is not good bread, and your wages for what does not satisfy? Listen carefully to me and eat what is good. This is the power of choice that our benevolent Creator gave us, the power to choose what is right. And some of us we have learned in the most painful way how to make such kind of choices. So the food you eat, anything that you put in your mouth, can help you to detoxify or can add more toxins to your body. In other words, nothing that goes through your mouth is neutral. You are eating to your health or to your grave. So there are so many people, every time they sit on the dinner table, they are digging their own grave with their own teeth. So this can be prevented just by eating foods that will help you and me to detoxify. How we eat is just as important if the body is to break down the nutrients and absorb them and then eliminate what is supposed to be eliminated. I've seen people, they'll go onto the restaurant, they'll order something and wait for half an hour. When the food comes, they eat everything in 5 minutes. Now, if you just swallow the food, what some people call it a swallow sheep. So you just swallow pieces of pizza, pieces of pineapple, pieces of this. Remember, you don't have teeth in your stomach. And these pieces and blocks of food that you just swallow, they'll never be broken down in your stomach. They'll just rot, adding to the toxicity of your liver. So not a good idea. Spend your time, sit down at the table and chew and chew and chew your food. That is why it is called a lunch hour. It is the hour of chewing. So don't just swallow food, eat it properly. And of course, also remember not to drink water together with your meals, and not a good idea as well. You end up having a poor digestion, you dilute the gastric acids, and then it takes time for the stomach to absorb the water, allowing your food to rot again. How you prepare food, it's another way you can poison the body. So you may not be smoking, you may not be working in a factory where you're inhaling toxic poisons, but you can poison the body and put pressure on your detox organs just by the way you prepare your food. Like as you can see on the screen, barbecue, some they call it braising. That is a deadly way of preparing food. Because if you're burning something on open charcoal, the carbon monoxide from the charcoal, the moment it is mixed with the fat of the meat, it actually produces lots of poisons. And some of you, one of the poisons that you produce is the benzopyrene, the same poison that you get from cigarettes that causes different types of cancers. The same with the deep frying, even the potatoes. Potatoes are good. In nutritional medicine, we use potatoes to treat stomach ulcers, to treat arthritis and gout. But the moment you put potatoes, you soak them in cooking oil and start burning them in cooking oil, making chips. The moment you baptize your potatoes in cooking oil, that is the most dangerous baptism you can ever do. So that does not mean you cannot eat the chips, but the best is to bake your chips in the oven, not to burn it in the cooking oil. And so the way we prepare our food can also become very toxic as well. And yes, we do not get to choose how you are going to die or when, but you can choose how you are going to live. You see, the trouble we have today is that we are living for too short and we are dying for too long. So you live a healthy life in the first 30 years of your life. And from the age 31, you start with blood pressure medication, then is diabetic medication, then is arthritis medication, until the age 65, then you die for 35 years. You know, that's a very painful way of dying. We are supposed to live a vibrant life for as long as God wants us to live. And then, yes, when it's time to sleep, you sleep. Not spending 30 years busy dying. You know, we need to detoxify. We need to allow the body to be able to do its
Dr.
We've lost the sound.
Yeah, Dr. Gandy,
Dr. Gandy's on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we got you back now. So the moment you hit that slide, we lost you.
Oh, all right. Okay. You see, I was sharing that, you know, when you try to live a new lifestyle, basically you can no longer live like the neighbors. You see, having a breakfast of a slice of white bread, margarine and jam, 2 sausages, you know, scrambled eggs and cheese. You have to do things a little bit different from the community. And sometimes this becomes our biggest challenge, as we always love to do what everybody is doing. So we are talking about the original diet, which you can also find it in the Bible after when man was created, Genesis 1:29. And you also find similar text like Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 9, where you find that, you know, there's something that was prescribed, recommended by the Creator, that this is what will give you good health. Now, it doesn't matter whether you believe in the Bible or not, but you see, modern science, if you today you read some literature of nutrigenetics, nutrigenomics, they all just agree with what the Bible says in Genesis 1:29, that this is supposed to be, you know, our food. And if we eat like that, the body will naturally detox. But I'll take you through this word now, detoxification. As I said earlier on, you see, we were designed to be able to detoxify. So yes, there are so many people who may say, oh, this week I want to detox. And there are so many ways, there are so many things people do. Some they go juicing, some they use hydrotherapy, some they do this and that. Maybe the best way to use is, you know, they want to enhance detoxification, because naturally we already do detox, but this detoxification can be suppressed, and sometimes the body is not able to do what it is supposed to do because the organs that are supposed to do that job, they have gone into stagnation or congestion. And maybe that's why this so-called detox therapy has become popular. Now, how do you know that your body needs some help? Your body is full of toxins, and you really need to use this plant-based diet to detoxify your body. And I think I'll mention later on how this plant-based works. When you try to support the body to start doing its normal work of detoxifying, you can see sometimes fatigue, you know, you become, especially upon waking up, you haven't done anything, but you feel exhausted, you feel tired, insomnia, difficulty getting to sleep at night, headaches, migraines, skin problems, like the way it happened with me. You know, my body was actually toxic. Then digestive bloating, stiffness, nausea, constipation, poor concentration and memory, you know, brain fog, you know, forgetting this and that now and then, general lack of well-being, And of course, excess body fat, especially around your waist. I'm sure most of you are fully aware that the fat that you accumulate around your waist is actually the most dangerous one. So we are not supposed to have this thing that we call the pot belly. You know, it must not be there. So the golden rule is, you know, when you are standing up and you are looking down, you must be able to see your belt on your waist. You see, if you can't see your belt, it means your stomach is going offside. It is time to start doing something like walking in the morning before eating breakfast. It's one of the things you can do. And of course, today we are not talking about weight loss, but there are so many things that you can do. But even just to allow your body to detoxify, it may be a good thing to do. You know, moodiness and the poor physical balance, all the things that sometimes we blame them to old age. You know, I'm getting old, I'm 40 years, but really at the age of 40, you should be very strong. You should not be weak, tired, miserable, and be walking around with a basket of chronic medication. You know, that is the time you should be at the peak of your health. So what should we do then? So many things. Is not there some of the things why our bodies are also failing to do their job, where it's the side effects of civilization. You know, we are no longer doing a lot of manual work. We are pressing buttons everywhere, and then we only try to do exercise when it is too late, like the guy you see on the screen. So better late than never, but still we need to know that we need to be physically active. The body is able to do its detox if we are doing some kind of exercise, whether it's working in the garden, which is the most profitable one, or it's walking, or it's swimming, whatever is practical in your life, it's always good to have some activity. And again, if you look back, you find that it's long time, not many years ago, we never used to hear about diabetes, heart disease, arthritis, some parts of the world, until we started eating, you know, the feast that kill, you know, the high fat food, the cheese and the pizzas and all these biscuits and the fizzy drinks, all the junk food that we have in town. That is the time we saw a pandemic of these lifestyle conditions. So yes, we may be talking about COVID-19 today, but these pandemics are also there, and they're killing more than COVID-19. So we need to be aware of this. So what is detoxification? What do we mean when we say, oh, I want to go for a detox? For many people, they just think of juice. It's time for carrot juice, time for beetroot juice, time for this and that. But detoxification, all you're trying to do is you want to aid your body in the process by which toxic substances are converted into more soluble and less toxic substances, which are mainly eliminated through urine and bile, but sometimes they can also be eliminated through defecation, as you are passing out your feces, also through your sweat as well, as you are sweating. So sweat in most cases is toxins that are coming out of the skin. And then this process, it mainly takes place in your liver. So the liver is your main detox organ. And so many things can be detoxified. It includes the things that we eat from the food, steroids, so, and even things that we inherit from the environment. Yeah, I just want to give you a picture, not necessarily trying to be scientific, but rather just want to give you an idea that, you know, detoxification happens at two levels. The reason why I'm sharing this is because there are people who think that in order for them to detoxify, they need maybe to be on a fruit juice for 10 days. And I want you to understand why that should not be recommended for someone to go on a juice only, or just getting on You see beetroot juice for a number of days and say, I am detoxifying. Why that should not be recommended and why it can sometimes be a little bit harmful. This is how the liver works. You know, it works at level 1 and level 2. And level 1, it will break down the poison substances by adding another atom, and then these fat-soluble toxins, they become water-soluble, but they become actually more toxic than before. And then on level 2 of detoxification, they are now broken down into less harmful substances, which means they can now be, the body can now allow them to be eliminated through the kidneys and through the gallbladder. So as you're going to see it from the next slide, if someone decided to be, you know, on a juice only, so I'm just gonna drink my fruit juices, whatever wonderful juice it may be, you know, for 10 days so that I detoxify. What is going to happen is that you are going to initiate detoxification at level 1, where these fat-soluble toxins are converted into water-soluble, and they're becoming even more toxic, but they are not detoxified at level 2, where they're supposed to be made less toxic and eliminated into the elimination organs. So you end up poisoning your own body. Some of you have noted, if you are on a juicing for 2 or 3 days, you have headaches, you feel some kind of migraine, and you feel a little bit tired, you feel very, very weak, because the body is just poisoned by these toxins that you have, you know, dissolved, taking them from their fat cells and just allow them to be terrorizing you. So the best way, as you can see now from this picture, you find out that in order for you to complete the detox program, you need some nutrients. You can see on the bottom there, you need magnesium, you need selenium, you need zinc, you need some amino acids, and you also need potassium. While on the phase 1, you need things like vitamin C, and this is where your juicing actually works. But the juicing doesn't work much on the level 2, because on the level 2, you need more minerals. And if you can just look on those minerals, if you're familiar with diet, you'll find that those minerals, you get them from seeds. So there you need some flax seeds, you need some sunflower seeds, some chia seeds, you need some almond milk, you know, you need some whole grains like oats, you need some millet, you need some quinoa, you need some brown rice. That's where you get your B vitamins, your B3 and your B6. So all these whole grains that are very high in B vitamins, as well as some of the greens like the curry, the spinach, where you get more spinach, or you get, where you get more magnesium, they also can play a big role there. So you can see that in order for the detox program to be complete, you need a complete meal, not just cabbage soup. Because cabbage soup can only maybe do something at level 1, but not at level 2, leaving your body more toxic than it was before. And when you are doing it right, you are not going to get weaker. Each day of your detox program, you are actually going to get more stronger, because you are enhancing the process. You are eliminating toxins, and the body is getting more and more energized. And from that picture, if you took a picture of it, you can get more details. So yes, for sure, we need a plant-based diet. And I'm not saying you should only eat what you see on the screen, but what I'm trying to say is, you know, food that comes from the garden has almost all the nutrients, especially even better if you are growing this food yourself and they are organically grown, they are rich in minerals. This is why it is best to learn to start growing our own vegetables, whether you're growing them in bottles, in containers, in old tires. It is hard to trust the things that we buy in the supermarkets today. Even worse, if they are imported and they are coming from very far, you don't know where. So what you see on the screen, you see some Brussels sprouts. You get a lot of magnesium there, which is good for your detox program. And the cucumber that you see there, it is also very good to make your body alkaline. The more alkaline the body is, the better it is for it to eliminate more toxins. And what makes these foods alkaline is simply because they are high in magnesium, potassium, and calcium as well. So yes, go green, but don't forget the carrots. You get the beta carotene, you need it for the liver to do a good job. And the same thing with the green apple, you get the pectin from the green apple, which is also very good fiber. And again, you get some nutrients there that are antioxidants that are also good to protect your body when you are eliminating more toxins. And never forget the legumes family. So whether it's the chickpeas, the lentils, all the things, they are very good. They are also rich in vitamins and minerals that your body needs in order to detoxify. Just remember, for some of these legumes, you may need to soak them overnight so that through osmosis, all that gas between the skin of the bean and the bean itself can be eliminated. You cook them, especially those of you who suffer from gas. Avocado, some people, they think, oh no, I am detoxifying, I don't need any fat. It's true, you need fat, but the good fat, not the bad one. So avocado is one of the good fats that your body will love. Your liver will love it, even when you are doing your detox. The same with olives. You get good fats from the olives. You get good fats from flaxseed. You get good fats from pumpkin seeds. The body needs those healthy fats in order to do a good job with broccoli, cauliflower, excellent vegetables when you are supporting your liver to do a detox program. And again, something like that, you may wonder, should I still also take nuts when I am detoxifying? Yes, the answer is yes, especially almond nuts and the walnuts. You can even make milk. You can grind them and add them to your breakfast cereal. You get some lecithin from almonds, which are good for your liver and the liver function. And even the walnuts has some omegas, which are also good for the good function of the liver. Just remember, you don't go nuts with nuts. So it does not mean when you say nuts are good for you, you must have, a 1 kg packet of nuts when you're driving a 200-kilometer trip, and by the time you arrive, the whole 1 kg is gone. All you need is what we call a handful of nuts a day. And what is a handful? When you open your hand and you put some nuts and you close it, that is a handful. And I'm not talking of a mountain of nuts in your hand. So if you put some almonds there and you try to close it, you can only close about 10 or 12 almonds. And that's what you need to eat per day, not a 500-gram packet of almonds a day. So some people, they say, oh, almond nuts are expensive. Yes, if you indulge in them, they can be expensive. But if you eat them in moderation, you eat them with a true temperance principle, you are going to find them that they're actually affordable. So that is, you need these nutrients in order for the body to be able to do its job of detoxification. And again, it's the same with cashew nuts. Don't go crazy about them, but a few of them will be actually good for you. They will give you some good fats, some good nutrients, even some amino acids that your body needs to do the job well. Sunflower seeds, a lot can be said about them, as you see from the screen, but in this case, what we want to talk about here, you get also some good source of amino acids as well as minerals like calcium, and magnesium, which you need to eliminate the toxins. But there are delicious ways of eating sunflower seeds. You don't need to eat them like the way the birds do. You know, you can make sunflower spread, you can make a sunflower bake pudding, and so many things can be done with sunflower. The easiest one is just to blend them together with oatmeal, with some soy milk, and to come up with a delicious breakfast smoothie. You love, you'll be glad you did that. And yes, let me see. Okay, then you also have so some chia seeds. It's not, we call them seeds, but it's also a grain as well, which is very high in so many nutrients. As you can see, if you can get them, get them. They're also very good when you are trying to detox. And we need to make smart choices. You know, it's good to have a smartphone, but smart choices on your food are far much excellent. You know, choose things that will help you to enjoy good health. So like among the grains, you know, choose things like brown rice, millet, quinoa, and other things. But it's not advisable to use more of the wheat products, especially if the idea is to enhance your detoxification, because most of the wheat products, the modern wheat that we use today, the GMO wheat, has a way of suppressing your detox system. It is hard to digest, hard to eliminate. So I have found it even in my own life, I do much better when I use less of wheat. Meaning that, you know, as much as I can help at my own home, I'll bake with oats, I'll bake with the rice flour, I'll use other flours. Once in a while when I visit your home, then I can have a piece of whole wheat bread. You know, I find that the less I use it, the better. And it's easy to live a detox lifestyle. You know, eat mainly plant-based foods. And in your plant-based foods, don't forget the sour fruits. So you're talking of the fruits like the kiwi, the lemons, the grapefruit, all the fruits that are sour. You know, those are fruits that when you're eating, you change your face, something like that. You know, those are actually the best detox fruits. What makes them to change your facial look is actually the antioxidants and the phytochemicals that are sour, and they're actually excellent, you know, for helping your body, even the liver, to eliminate toxins. I'm not saying that you cannot eat the other sweet fruits like the watermelons and whatever, but the sour ones must be the priority. And again, the more green vegetables you take, the better. And never forget the nuts and seeds. I have learned in the past that many people who try to take the path of true temperance, they are very good at eating the legumes, you know, the grains and the fruits and the vegetables, but most of them, they forget the nuts and the seeds. You know, the nuts and the seeds are very, very good to support your body to be in good health. Apart from helping you to detox, they also prevent a number of chronic conditions. The list that I showed you earlier on, arthritis, you know, cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes. Of course, it's not just the seeds, it's the whole lifestyle that actually help to do that. And again, yes, go green.
Excuse me, Dr. Gandy. Could you just make your slides bigger again, please? Thanks.
All right, so yeah, maybe you can see that well. And again, many people, they say, are there side effects when someone is trying to eat this plant-based diet, which helps you to detoxify? I bet you there are so many of them. You know, these are some of the side effects. You can kiss arthritis goodbye And I have worked with so many people with arthritis. Another side effect is that you can say no to diabetes. So that's a good side effect that you can suffer when you try to eat healthy. You can also dodge high blood pressure. I'm sure most of you would love to suffer from that kind of side effect where you live a life without a high blood pressure. You can avoid cancer. That's another side effect. And another side effect, yes, you can enjoy a healthy life at any age. So these are the side effects that you are most likely to have if you choose to eat a true temperance plant-based diet that will help your body to detoxify. So if you are worried about side effects, those are the good ones. They're the positive ones. And I love them myself, and of course, there are also some side effects of the healthy diet, that is a strong immune system, especially now that we are living in the times of pandemics that have to deal with having a good immune system, good memory, forever young, a healthy life, and less stress. All these are some of the side effects you may benefit from just by taking a move to live a healthy lifestyle. Now, some of you may have a question. Okay, we have heard all these things. So what do you do? Where do you start? Where do you start? How do I know where should I start doing my detox program? I think I'll just give you my testimony, how I did it. There was also a time I used to think that, there's something special that you need to do. You wander from all these diets that you see online on the internet. But there's something that I found that it works for everybody, and this is what it is called. It is called New Start. It is a holistic approach of changing your life where you're not just focusing on what you eat, but you are focusing on all the areas of your life, of your life. And I remember it was in 2005 after I tried to change my lifestyle in so many diets, the blood group diet, the Atkins diet, the whatever diet. I tried all that. It never made me any better, actually became worse. So when I finally found the New Start, when I had to apply it practically, even though the name New Start was not new to me, I heard it many times, but to do it was another thing altogether. So I remember we were about 15 of us, and we went into a New Start challenge. So we were eating 2 meals a day. Wake up in the morning, we drink lemon water. That means 2 glasses of warm water with a lemon squeezed in. We go for exercise, we go for a walk for about 10 kilometers. That's 5 kilometers away from home and 5 kilometers back. And 9 o'clock, we had a breakfast. That's, it could be a oat bread with a sunflower spread, some avocado. It was breakfast like a king with a wide variety of fruit salad, of kiwi fruit, and all those things that I was mentioning. And then we make sure we had some seeds, some nuts, some fruits, some grains for breakfast. When you eat that kind of breakfast, you don't feel hungry anytime soon. And after 2 hours, we started drinking more water, and then around 3 p.m. we eat our second meal, and in most cases it would be something like brown rice, some legumes, which could be chickpeas, beans, lentils, nicely cooked, and some greens, some cauliflower and other things, maybe with some cashew cream added to it, and of course some salads, some vegetables that you don't cook. We ate like that. In the evening, we'll do another small exercise, and then you finish the day with, maybe a Bible study and a word of prayer. To my surprise, at the end of 10 days, I saw those who were underweight, they gained weight, and those who were overweight, they lost weight. And again, we also discovered that almost everybody, no matter what you are suffering from, we were actually many times much healthier and much better just by exercising resting well, eating well, going out into the fresh air, and spending more time studying the Word of God and meditating upon the Word of God. Our stress levels were low, and we were more happier and more healthier. And all we did was we simply boosted our detox system mentally and physically. So we were mentally well and physically well, and over the years, I have used the same program helping people to reverse diabetes, high blood pressure, regain back their normal body weight, and so many balancing hormones naturally just by applying New Start in its true temperance sense. 2 meals a day. I have found them to be more powerful than I ever believed before. I was not sick myself, but I have seen it when I'm dealing with the people with the cancer, people with the hormonal problems, with the diabetes, how fast they recover just by joining the 2-meal plan. And again, to do that, you need true temperance. Because there was a time in my life I was eating 6 or 7 times a day. We call it grazing. You eat like a cow. So every time you see something, you throw it into the mouth. Every 1 hour, you open the fridge, you throw something. Even if it's healthier, it's not health. We need to practice a true temperance. And this is time to heal. I like this text in the Bible, Joel chapter, I think it's chapter 3, chapter 2, 25. Let me see, I can't see the verse clearly. Okay, so it's Joel chapter 2, verse 25. It says, "And I will restore the years that the locust has eaten, the cankerworm, and the caterpillar, and the palmerworm. And I believe these are the years that we lost our health when we did not knew anything or did not knew much, or we never practiced the true temperance. And these years can easily be restored." I have seen one day in closing, a gentleman came to me. He was about 70 years old. When he came to me, it was because he was supposed to go for an operation at the hospital. And the surgeon told him, "You need to lose some weight, some fat around your waist before we can do this surgery." So he came to me mainly because he wanted to lose some weight. But when I went through his medical history, I discovered that he was also diabetic. He had high blood pressure, he had arthritis. And I asked him one question: "Do you really want to recover from all these conditions?" And he said, "Well, I don't know if that is possible. I have been having these conditions for the past 24 years. And he was taking more than 10 tablets a day just to stay alive. I felt very pity about him. And then I said, "Well, if you are willing, by God's grace, all things are possible. Just go on this challenge." So I told him, similar to what I'm telling you now. I told him, "Look, at your age 72, if it's about eating well, I think you have done enough. Why can't you go back to Eden? Why can't you just, eat a simple meals for breakfast, lunch, plant-based, and you leave all the animal products, all the dairy products?" And I said, "Why can't you do some exercise in the morning, in the afternoon, drink more water between meals, go to bed early, switch off the TV as early as you can, and of course, focus on the good news." When I finished speaking, he said to me, "Everything that you have said, this is how I lived when I was a child. I grew up in the rural area and I used to eat like that. And I think all I need to do is to go back to that lifestyle." So he went home. I was not confident that he would do it, considering his age and his sad face as I was talking to him, but I never knew that he meant business when he went home. He went there and he was serious with his vegetables. He looked for the nuts and seeds and whole grains. He packed his car. He was a pensioner. So he started walking to church, walking to the neighbors, walking everywhere, and the people were worried maybe this pensioner is broke, doesn't have money in his savings anymore, that's why he's walking. They were not aware that it was a prescription. 3 months down the line, he lost the pot belly. And he came back to me. I could not believe the pregnancy was not there anymore. And I said, man, you have delivered. You know, you don't have that fat anymore. What has happened to it? And he said, well, I was just walking. I did exactly what you told me. And when he lost that fat around the waist, I told him, now that you have accomplished this, you are on your path to recover from diabetes, high blood pressure, and arthritis. To cut the long story short, 6 months down the line, his doctor removed him from diabetic medication, from blood pressure medication, from arthritis medication. He could not believe. For the first time in his life, after 24 years, he could wake up in the morning without the need to remember medication. That was the greatest thing that God did to his life, simply because he applied a life of true temperance. He adopted the plant-based diet in the New Start context, and then his body was able to detoxify. When the body was able to detoxify, the body was able to heal itself according to God's order. So this is God's plan for your health. And I love this text. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You know, believe it or not, changing a lifestyle is not easy, but it is easy when you trust in God. You know, He is more than able. And once you start that, once you trust in God, a healthy life is straight ahead of you. Thank you for your attention. May God bless you.
Wow. Wow. That was absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. So much. I had my book, I had my notebook here, been taking notes. As you can see, I've gone outside. Remember last week we were told that we were informed that we shouldn't be sitting too long. So there you go. I'm outside on my feet, standing up, listening to the presentation. There's other reasons, but I won't go into that. Right. So if there are any of you that have questions for Dr. Gandy, please put your hand up and we'll take you, because I'm sure there'll be quite a few people. There's some comments in the chat which we will look through, we'll go through. And Dr. Gandy, we're asking if you wish to have a slide or put your contact details in the chat if individuals would like to contact you, because you are like an encyclopedia. I'm thanking God for your knowledge, because it's fantastic. And thanks for sharing just a little bit with us. Okay, we'll definitely be happy to have you on this platform again. Wow. Wow. Okay, so there were quite a few slides. There's lots of comments saying this was brilliant, fantastic presentation, beautiful presentation. So Shirlene, there was somebody who had a hand up at the very, almost at the very beginning, and I said to them that we would take your questions afterwards. So it was a long name. It wasn't really a name. It was like a code of names or whatever. So if that person would like to raise their hand now, and we'll see what the chat has to say in terms of questions. And Shirlene, if you can help make it so that people can be unmuted. Okay.
Yes, I will do. I'll do that now.
In the meantime, I have some comments. Let your food be your medicine, but it doesn't have to taste like medicine. I wrote that quote down because I thought, yeah, that is great. What else did I write? Okay, she spoke about antioxidant foods. When you had a picture of the variety of food, was it the sweet potato that was the antioxidant, rich in the antioxidants? Because I was looking for something that was red.
Well, of course, antioxidants, you get them in most of the plant-based foods, only that some foods have more than others. And you get different ones from different foods. That's why eating different colors is also very important. So the grapes, yes, they have antioxidants. The kiwi, the lemons, and the oranges. The same with the yellow potato, the carrots, the beetroot, and all the other vegetables. You also get antioxidants. You just remember that most of them are available in your body, especially if you are eating the food in its raw form, or if the vegetables are just steamed, not overcooked.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Right,
There is something, Sharon. So I don't know where it's gone now. So someone wanted to find out, it would be good to have more of an explanation regarding phase 1 and 2 of the detox. And so more, Dr. Gandy, to do with phases 1 and 2, and also the grains, the slides that you had the grains on.
Well, I don't know exactly what more they're trying to know, but the principle is, in order to support, level 1 and 2, it is not a good idea just to go for one food. That was the point I was trying to make. Like some people say, oh, I'm just gonna go on a carrot juicing for 7 days, because you need a variety of nutrients to support level 1, and you also need a variety of nutrients to support level 2. Maybe the more that I can add is the part 1 and part 2 are supposed to happen simultaneously. That's why if you're just juicing, you're just flushing toxins from the fat cells, but you are not detoxifying them to make them less poisonous at level 2. So you end up making your body more toxic than before. This is the reason why people, they feel weak, tired, and miserable when they're juicing. Now, if you try to eat a proper meal, meaning that you're still eating the carrots, you need the beta carotene, but you're also having little brown rice, so that's your B vitamins. You're having an oatmeal breakfast, so that's your B3, which is your niacin, and you are getting your fruit salad, where you're also getting the antioxidants that will help to, to make these toxins less poisonous. When you are having a complete meal like that, you are supporting your liver both at level 1 and at level 2, and both levels will be happening at the same time, so that you don't have this crisis where you have toxins, detoxified at level 1, but the liver doesn't know what to do with them anymore, because you don't have the nutrients to support level 2.
Okay.
Okay.
I hope that's clear to those who was looking regarding phase 1 and 2. So I hope that's a clearer explanation for you. Sharon, do you see any?
Yes, you spoke of us alkalizing the system to help with the detox process, which is something that we should be doing on a daily basis. I liked your explanation there. Someone put on, remember we need amino acids and minerals, and they put in brackets magnesium, calcium. We did speak of magnesium as well with the Brussels sprouts and some other foods to assist in the process of detoxing. We've also put links to the WhatsApp groups, the men and the women's WhatsApp groups. The links are there in the chat. So be mindful of that, be aware of that if you're not yet on our WhatsApp groups. Okay. I loved your testimony of the people that were on the New Start program, how it just changed them, the person that seemed to be pregnant and then delivered. Yeah, fantastic. Here we go.
There is in the chat they were asking the sources for iron and for B12.
Oh, plant-based sources.
Yes.
Yeah. And I found another question as well.
Okay, I know, yes, those are the common questions, especially when you're talking about going plant-based. Iron is not the most difficult mineral to get in foods. Most of the green leaf vegetables are rich in iron, as well as the seeds. Also, foods, root vegetables like the beetroot, they're also rich in iron. So if you are eating a wider variety of your greens, you should not worry much about iron. You should be getting enough. However, just also remember that you need vitamin C in order to be able to metabolize in your body. So this is where some fruits high in vitamin C, the lemons, the orange, the kiwi, may also be beneficial when you are trying to, especially if you also have the iron problem, that you want to take it to complement your iron levels. When it comes to B12, it depends which part of the world you are living. You know, today there are so many plant-based almond milks and other plant-based milks that are fortified with B12. So you may not necessarily need to take tablet for B12. Yes, I don't want to go into theories of how we make our own B12 because they're more like theories. But I think to be sure, just make sure you are eating some plant-based foods that are fortified with vitamin B12, which you can easily get in most of the supermarkets today.
Okay, thank you. You said that we should make sour fruits a priority now. When I heard that, that actually put my teeth on edge anyway, because yeah, but it's okay, that's fine. I've got plenty of blackberries, those of you who know me here. Someone said that sour fruits make their teeth sensitive so much, and a response came through. So I'll, just in case it's not just that one person suffering, says for the person with sensitive teeth to acid fruits, it means that the enamel of your teeth is weakened. Therefore, the suggestion is to use a straw to drink the juice of the citrus and avoid sugars. Take calcium supplements, and then diatomaceous, I can't even say that. Well, I can if I try. Diatomaceous, some kind of earth this person uses. It's there in the chat. Have a look. Yeah. Okay, right. We're going to have a demonstration. I'm not sure if Edgar's ready for it yet.
1 minute, Sharon. There's one more question.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Dr. Gandy, did you want to say something?
Oh yes, so you're saying I should share my contact. Can let me know when I can do that?
Yes, please, in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Or have you got it on your screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do it that way.
Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah, no, not the email. Yeah, that's better.
Can you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Email address in the WhatsApp. So if those of you who want to take a screenshot, and then we'll, I've taken a screenshot, but it can go in the chat as well. That can go in the chat. And there was something else in the chat that I was going to highlight.
Someone was asking regarding weak HCl in the stomach.
What are you doing for weak? Is it hydrochloric?
Yeah, hydrochloric acid in the stomach.
Well, there could be a number of natural remedies depending on where you are, but the main thing that we need to know that we make that acid from amino acids. And amino acids come from the protein-based food. Now, what happens is that if you are failing to make enough hydrochloric acid in the stomach, you end up having a vicious cycle whereby because you're not making enough acid, you can't break down the protein. And because they can't break down the protein, you don't have the amino acids to make the acid to digest the food. So how you break that cycle in most cases is the easiest way is to take a supplement of amino acids. So when you take amino acids, it means you are now having the raw materials to make your own acid. And when you start making your own acid, you'll be able to break down the protein so that they don't need to supplement anymore, because the body will have its own protein to do that. But holistically, you may also need to know and address what could be the cause of that. And maybe that can be done in a consultation format, in a counseling session with one of the lifestyle educators that you know you need to go down to the root, what is causing it.
Thank you, Dr. Gandy. So I'm just looking in the chat room.
We'll also share the phases of the detox phases in the chat in the week. So if anybody missed that information, we'll share the details throughout the week. But in short, make sure you have a variety of foods, that rainbow diet. Okay, so that was amazing, really good.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Gandy.
Challenged me with the juices as well, because people who know me know I like to do my juicing. But yeah, it's all educational. We're never too old to learn. So thank you so much. Okay, Edgar, are you ready? Edgar?
Thank you, Dr. Gandy.
Charlene, was you saying something?
No, I was just saying thank you, Dr. Gandy, regarding the screen share.
Thank you very much. Okay, Edgar is now ready for the live demo. So get your pens and papers ready to take your recipes down. I'm sure we'll get it for you anyway, but nothing like doing it yourself, eh? Right, so if you'd like to unmute, Edgar, and hopefully you've got the camera in a good position, we can assist you with that.
You tell me if it's in the right place. Good afternoon, everybody. We're just going to do a quick demonstration. I'm really pleased that Alvin is on the program at the moment, because we're going to be calling on him as our master chef. Not only is he a good speaker, auditory, but also I know he is really, really good in the kitchen. So I am looking forward. I know he said that he would do something for us, but I'm looking forward to seeing him when we arrange that. Okay. Now, I'm going to do two things now. I'm going to give my apologies now with regards to the ingredients. I haven't got a slide for the ingredients, but I know somebody on the team is very good and they can do something quickly and put it in the chat, because we're using technology and these things can help even when you've not done what you're supposed to do. So there's two things that I'm going to do. I'm going to do the mayonnaise, dairy-free mayonnaise. There's a couple of reasons for this. Number one, you use less fat. Most shop mayonnaise uses, it's nearly all oil. So with this one, you use like 50% less of the amount of oil in the finished product. And I think it tastes pretty good. I think it tastes pretty good. Unfortunately, you can't taste it, but you can try it once you've done it yourself. Right. So let's go straight to this now. I am going to use. I've got some avocado oil. I have got some soya milk. Some would say, well, not some would say, it's good to use organic if you can afford it. I am also going to use some, let's see, where is it? Just a minute. Just hang on a second. also going to use some Herbamare. Now you could either use Herbamare. I like this product. It is salt, but also it has a lot of herbs in it. But it's got a really nice flavor. Herbamare, you can get this at Holland and Barrett and other health shops. And I'm also going to use lemon, a small amount of lemon. And the last one is yeast flakes. The yeast flakes, I really, really like this yeast flakes. Now, somebody spoke earlier about B12, where you can buy these yeast flakes and it actually has B12 in it. So again, you can get it from Holland and Barrett or another health shop, but it's got lots of B vitamins in it, so it's good for the brain as well, okay? And I'm gonna use a little bit of parsley, yeah? And I think that is about it. Oh, yes, that's about it. So let's do this. I'm gonna mute because of the noise, and then I'll come back on, so just bear with me.
Okay, so obviously Edgar's using soya oil, soya milk, but sorry, you can't see me, but we did have the suggestion of introducing more almonds, but you don't want to go too crazy. As you remember, you said don't go nuts about your nuts. So you could use almond milk or some other kind of plant-based milk, oat milk. So in goes the oil. Can you see the mayonnaise being made? Yes, you can. It's being made now. Okay, he's showing you. Edgar, are you using 2 different types of oil? You'll need to unmute though if you're saying something.
Just give me a moment, I will explain.
Sorry, that's my impatience there. For those of you that are slightly confused, you may have seen me on 2 cameras. Yes, Edgar's my husband, so I've been trying to keep out of the way so we don't get feedback with the different devices. And we also have a family, and so I don't want the noise of the children to come in. He's going to tell us about the quantities and what he's adding. And the blender is in action now. Yes.
We can't see Edgar because he's on mute. We can only see you.
Oh, I'll be quiet.
I think he has to unmute for us to be able to see him live on YouTube.
Sharon?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, can everybody see that? What I've done.
Yes, that's fine. If you can explain what you've done, just so that people can know what you've done, and then even if the blender is on, it's fine. Is it because I couldn't see you?
Okay, no worries. Okay, basically what I've done is I've put the oil in and the soya milk. I've used a bit of sunflower oil. Although I've used avocado oil, you can also use olive oil. The reason why I've put a little bit of the sunflower oil in is sometimes the oil has like a bitter taste, definitely the olive oil. So I would normally put a bit of sunflower oil to lighten the taste. because it can be kind of bitter. So let me go back to what I was saying. So I've put the olive oil, I've put in the avocado oil and a bit of the sunflower oil. I've used half a cup of soya milk, okay? So the value is about 50% each. Then I've put about 3 or 4 shakes of herbamare, and I've probably put about 4 tablespoons of yeast flakes in it, okay? Then I'm gonna sprinkle some parsley in it as well. Half a glass of oil, half a glass of soya milk. That's the quantities of those there. I'm just gonna put this back on again just for a moment, just to mix up the parsley. Okay. Now, once you've done that, it should be kind of creamy and nice. Also, I'm gonna add some garlic, probably about a teaspoon of garlic powder or garlic granules. I'm gonna mix that one more time because I forgot that. Oh, somebody just asked me about salt. So as I said, I did about 3 shakes of herbamare. Now you could also use Himalayan salt, okay, instead. And then the last ingredient is some lemon. Now, how I would do the lemon is I would squeeze it and kind of fold it into the mixture. So right now, the mixture's kind of like that. But once I put the lemon in, so I've probably got about 3 or 4, probably about 5, 6 drops in there. Just squeeze, and then it will thicken itself up. It will just thicken itself up. You don't need to whiz it to get it thick. The lemon itself will just make it thick. Just like that. All right, let me just do a quick. You see that? It's a lot thicker, look. Now, if you wanted it to be really thick, you would use more oil, but I don't think, you know, it's not that important for it to be thick. I'm just gonna do a quick taste test. Right, that tastes pretty nice. I'm just gonna add a little bit more herbamare. So that's probably about 6 shakes. And I'm gonna put a touch more of yeast flakes. So I said about 3 tablespoons or 4 tablespoons, let's say 5. Okay, so that is your mayonnaise, dairy-free mayonnaise. And I'm sorry you can't taste it, but I think it's pretty nice, okay? So I've got that, I'm gonna just add it quickly to my salad. This is what I prepared earlier. The salad consists of rocket, red ruby char, spinach, and I'm gonna add cucumber, I'm going to add very quickly a few tomatoes to it. Generally, I would normally use avocados, but I'm not on this occasion. But just a simple salad. Very, very simple salad. And then some peppers for color and for taste. All right, so there's your color. I've said before, when we've done something like this, that we should have like a rainbow diet. All the colors, every color does something. Red helps your blood. Green, you know, it's detox. It's going to help your blood. So every color is going to help your system. Yeah. So that's your salad, and then I'm just going to take the mayonnaise and drizzle it on. And I'm sure my kids are going to have some of this in a bit. And then, just to add to it,
I will. I can't see the video. I have some.
Just to add to it, just to give it that bit of extra. This is again which I've done earlier. I've got some quinoa, which I prepared earlier. I'm just going to take the quinoa and just sprinkle the quinoa on, just to give you that extra grains, and it will also help your system to feel fuller. And obviously we know that quinoa is good. And that's just one quick salad. So I'll just go through it quickly again. So just go through that again. We have the soya milk. We have the soya milk, the oil, and about 50% of each. We have herbamare or Himalayan salt, garlic, lemon, and yeast flakes. And I remember they were saying the yeast flakes this week can get you B12. And then put that all together on a green bed of salad, and that's your finished touch. Okay. Now, I'm going to do something really quickly. This was not in the script, so bear with me, Charlene. I'm just going to do a quick pesto, again, which can go with the salad.
Okay.
No. Right, so for this one, again, my apologies for not having the recipe typed out and on the slide and everything, but I think when you taste it, that will make up for that when you do it, okay? So, and the pesto is very, very quick. This is one of Jonathan's creations.
You're doing our famous one.
but just simple, not, you know, it's not deep, very, very simple, because the flavor is in what you use, okay? So I've got half a cup of black olives. No, you can't use any color. Green olives are very, very strong. So if you use green olives, it's too salty. I think it's too salty. Some may say they like it and they like the salt, but I think it's too salty. So anyway, half a cup of black olives. And I'm just going to do it right now. Very simple. Put it in. Then we're going to have, I've got about 10 sun-dried tomatoes. Yeah. Yeah. The sun-dried tomato I got from Tesco's in a bottle, and the pieces literally are out of that. So that's how they've sliced it up. It's not whole tomatoes. It's about 10 pieces. Yeah. And also when you buy this, be careful not to, because you can buy sun-dried tomatoes and it has like vinegar in it. And obviously vinegar is alcohol. and we try not to use that. But this one that I've got, it doesn't have alcohol in it. Okay. So doesn't have vinegar in it. Okay. So you got the sun-dried tomatoes, the olives. Okay. I'm going to use some more yeast flakes. Again, I'm just going to pour some on. Probably about, I don't know, 3 or 4 spoons. I don't do it necessarily to an exact measurement. Okay. And then, what else do I need? Normally, we would do this and put like something really green in it, spinach and things like that. But I think this is fine as it is. So we're just going to do this one. So just bear with me.
Have you got garlic, Edgar?
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, the garlic, the main ingredient.
They sometimes use fresh garlic. I'm going to use powdered garlic, and I can understand why they use the fresh garlic, because the fresh garlic will give you that really strong flavor. You know what I mean? So if you use too much garlic, Shirley, how much garlic would you normally use?
Don't follow the curlews, will make your mind blow away. We usually use 2, but you can use 1.
Okay. Anyway,
garlic, so it's
okay.
You can use 1.
Is that 2 cloves or 2 bulbs?
I mean, the bulb, is it bulb? No, 2 cloves.
2 cloves.
Yeah.
I'm just going to use a little bit of the oil from the sun-dried tomatoes, and then I'm just going to go.
Everything.
Okay, that will do it. Get me another bowl. So you can see it. Something with the glass and just a little bit. Or okay. So that is it. I'm just going to show you the finished product. Oh, one more thing, the secret ingredients for me. Some cayenne pepper, okay? Now, why do we use cayenne pepper? Some people like the heat, but we're using it for health because the cayenne pepper is like a catalyst. It's like dynamite. The cayenne pepper, and Shirley can testify, could actually save your life. If you're having a heart attack and you put some cayenne pepper under your tongue, it can actually get your heart going again. So it's something that is worth walking in your handbag, or, you know, it's in something as you go about. So I'm going to just put a bit of cayenne in it, and I'm going to get Sharon to taste it. If you can get a spoon for me. I'm really sorry that you can't taste it. What can I say? But you can try this yourself. Okay, so I'm just going to put it in
Bread.
There you go. It's just nice, just like a paste. You can spread it on crackers, on a bread, pita bread, salad, Beautiful. So Sharon is just going to try this for me. Make sure I've got it right.
It's so difficult. It's so difficult being the taster. Oh, I don't know. The things you have to do, eh? Here you go. It's a little bit on bread. I don't advocate this bread, but it's around at the moment, so no worries. It's all about the pesto. Mmm.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
And then just to quickly finish, I've got another salad, which again is a nice green salad. And so again, using the grains, I've got some barley, which can just go on the top. Very simple, very simple. And then to finish off, put some of the pesto on the salad for that taste. And again, I would put a little bit of tomatoes or peppers and whatever. Is that up to your standard, Shirley?
Yes, you've done very well, Edgar. It looks very nice.
All right.
Very, very nice.
Thank you very much. And it's back to you, TTI.
Thank you very much, Edgar. And thank you, Sharon, for being the taste person for us and making our stomachs, what's the word, hungry. But I hope that everyone will be able to make this recipe because it tastes very nice. It's
very, very nice.
Very nice.
Very, very nice.
Yes, when we do our health talks and we do we provide the lunch, we usually do this pesto and it goes down a treat. So please make it. Black olives, sun-dried tomatoes, garlic, the yeast flakes if you want, and the cayenne pepper. Very nice.
Oh wow.
Everybody.
Okay, someone's asked Dr. Gandy to share his details in the was it in the chat or in the WhatsApp?
I did. I put it up earlier on. Let me just get it.
Okay.
But Edgar, what is the challenge for us? Is it the pesto and making the mayonnaise with a nice healthy salad?
After last week, why not?
Okay, so you heard it, guys. So last week, last week we had an exercise, but the week before we had salad, making a healthy hormone balanced salad. So what we're going to do this week is create a nice, delicious salad, but put either the pesto or the mayonnaise onto it as your healthy alternative for a dressing. But you could also put it on the WhatsApp groups as well.
You could also use it with, if you're having like a baked potato, not fried potato, baptized in, how did you describe it? Baptized in oil and burnt. If you're having a baked potato, these toppings go fantastic with that as well. So the pesto with your potato or the plant-based mayonnaise with your potato again, those go down really well with that. Or with pasta, wholemeal pasta. So, but don't forget, we still have exercises to do. We need to try and remember all the principles of New Start, because I think we've covered probably all of them now, or if not all of them, most of them. So remember to, well, if you got it, get your sunshine. If you got it, yeah, well, there's always sun anyway. It might not be shining too good, but yeah. And we need to do our deep breathing, have good mental well-being. Snacks, don't bother with them. Remember the side effects that Dr. Gandy was telling us about, the side effects of eating correctly. You know, listen, if you can go back, if you need to go back and watch some of the presentation, it's there on YouTube. I'm not sure if someone can post the link for YouTube on here, or it may have been posted already while I was tucking into some of that food. But yes, go back, look through, and have a fantastic week. Are there any more final questions? So side effects on eating healthy, really motivating. The side effects were all good, all good. Dr. Gandy, I don't know if you're there, you may want to just reiterate what those side effects were, things like saying goodbye to diabetes, etc. If you're still there. Okay. So don't forget the challenge, everybody. As I was reminded by Edgar, we've got to get some of those ingredients into our kitchen. Yeah, get some of those ingredients into our kitchen. And we'd like to hear you testify next week how you got on with it. Okay. So
I just want to say something. The WhatsApp groups is in the chat. If you can click on the link to join, there's the men one and the female one. And then what we'll do is that I will put it on the group, the recipe, and then one of the guys will do it for the men's group, the recipe for the mayonnaise and the pesto.
okay, there's a request for prayer for those that are suffering with ailments. There's been a request, someone suffering with I won't say it, but yeah, someone suffering with arthritis and diabetes. I won't say who. So if we can pray for people who are in our individual lives when we're having our devotional time, remember to, if you believe in the power of prayer, which I certainly do, pray for each other and support each other on the groups. And I will keep you in prayer, this person. Thank you. Okay, if there's no further questions, if there is, you can unmute. If not, we say thank you for joining us on TTI Family Show, Family Health Show. Thank you for joining us. And next week, can you remind us what we've got lined up for next week? Because we've got a really full program for at least the next 6 weeks.
We have it. It's Edgar, I think. Yes, Edgar. Should be Edgar next week.
The presentation on fresh air.
Yes.
Right, that's right. And Chris will be doing our challenge. So yeah, you'll get to see Edgar in a, giving a presentation as opposed to a demonstration. And Chris, I'm not sure what Chris has got up his sleeve for us, but I'm sure it's going to be a good challenge. So thank you once again for joining us, for spending part of your Saturday afternoon or whatever time of day it is where you are with us. We really appreciate you joining us. And a big thank you to our presenter, Dr. Gandy, and Edgar for your demonstration. I'm shivering out here. That's why my voice sounds funny, because it's gone a bit cold now. But I didn't want the interference of noise. Okay. Any final comments? Anyone? Shirley?
Let me see if everyone can be unmuted as well, because they. Okay, if anybody, they're allowed to unmute. So if anybody would like to say anything or a burning question, please say it now before we close.
Good evening, everyone. That was a beautiful presentation, Dr. Gandy. I've had the pleasure of working with him a bit, and he's written some amazing little booklets. I don't know if he still has them on diabetes and high blood pressure. So if you have his details, do contact him. He's in Malawi now, so it may be a bit of a challenge, but do contact him to see how you can get some help for him. He gives wonderful advice. On the issue of vitamin B12, just briefly, remember that plants don't make vitamin B12, but neither do animals make vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is made by bacteria. So if you have the right bacteria in your gut and you're eating a good diet, your body should be able to make its own. So when you get vitamin B12 from a cow, that's because the cow has good bacteria and it's eating its grass to feed the bacteria in the gut, and the bacteria in return makes the vitamin B12. So the same thing for us. So we don't need to worry so much, but what's important is also to make sure you have the right acid. We'll make sure we have a full topic on this But if you're eating right and you've got the right acid in your stomach, and you've got the right bacteria in your system, then you should be able to make B12. But like he said, you can use, yes, the B12 may be synthetic, but it is similar chemically to the one that your body has. So don't worry too much about it, and see you all next week. And thank you once again, Dr. Gandy, for a beautiful presentation. And if you're not on the WhatsApp, join the WhatsApp, because we'll be expounding on it throughout the week, on those phases of how the liver works. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Louisa. Thank you, everyone, for joining again. And hope you have a great day today, for the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, Sherelle. Thank you for joining.
No, I look forward to being in the next one as well.
Oh, good. That's good. I will
All right.
send it to you.
Awesome. I joined the group as well, the WhatsApp group, so I'll definitely get involved.
Oh, good. Oh, that's good. Well, I'll be sharing some stuff on the demos and the other ladies as well. Very lively.
Okay, great. Well, yeah, I'll catch up with you, and thank you again.
You're welcome, hon. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.